everyone, we are getting ready to take off and resume our trip. This is day 5, if you are counting. Days 2 through 4 basically were spent with my family over in Caldwell, Idaho. It was a great trip. It's good seeing them and catching up. So today we are taking off and we are heading up from Boise, Idaho, basically till Seattle, Washington area. Going to be staying at the Marriott over there. They have a couple good destination chargers that we can charge at. Going to be going up over some mountains. I don't do heights so well. So my mom gave me some medication to calm me down a little bit when we're going on some steep roads. Hopefully it's not going to get that crazy. So far on the trip, we have gone 973 miles in less than a week. And today we are supposed to be going around 7 hours worth of driving time. I think we're going through 4 or 5 Superchargers. So we just got done checking out of Candlewood Suites in Boise, Idaho. They've got 2 on-site destination chargers. I'll take a picture of that, show you guys. The hotel was really nice here. Staff was really friendly. The rooms were really clean. So if you're going through this area, I'd highly recommend it. It was a nice change from the Ramada Inn in Salt Lake City. That was not so great. Anyways, so we're taking off. We're gonna go grab a quick coffee to start the morning and then get on the road. The TPMS sensors that I've been having all kinds of fun with. What you didn't see on video when I was spending time with my family was we had really bad rainstorms, and I think it affected the TPMS. Well, that in addition to the higher altitude and lower temperatures in Idaho compared to Las Vegas. So our tire pressure went down, and it seems like the car is not happy with the tire pressure being very low or being very high. It's kind of picky. It likes to be at least 42 PSI on these Michelin Pilot Super Sports that I've got on here with my 21-inch wheels. So everything is registering now and everything should be fine. So we are looking forward to this next leg of the race. It's going to be a lot of driving today. So I'm going to sign off for right now and go get some coffee, and we'll hop on the road here in just a few minutes. Talk to you later. arriving at the Baker City Supercharger.
Sunridge Lane.
So they are
turn right onto Sunridge Lane.
So they are right next to the Best Western here in Baker City. Looks like it's a six stall supercharger.
There's a restaurant.
Now turn right.
2, 4, 6. Actually, it's 8 stall supercharger. Yeah, so here they are. Okay, so gonna charge up here. We just got a message on the dash of the car that says there will be significantly less energy available if it gets much colder. Not that it's extremely cold. I think it's 57 here in Baker City. So right over here is the Best Western, and it does have restaurant, bar and grill, family dining. Right over there in the background, we've got the Sumter Junction restaurant. And across the street is the Shell gas station. So a nice little area right here. If you had to stay for the night, Best Western. Not the best hotel, but it would work. And let's just take a look at these superchargers here. So we went from Mountain Time to Pacific Time. We left at 9:03 and we arrived at 9:55. So basically an hour and 52 minutes. And trip B, 125 miles. We averaged 364 watt hours per mile. So overall, trip A, we are at 1,098 miles so far on our trip. And we're gonna plug in the information for the next leg of our trip. So we're gonna close that out. And the next supercharger is going to be Pendleton. So we're gonna type that in here. Make this full screen. So Pendleton, Oregon. Okay, so it's plotted out our trip. Right now we're at negative 16% on the battery. So we'll be charging here for a while. Basically what I like to do is once I put in our destination, shrink the map out, go into our destination city, and then hit the supercharger icon, and then click on the supercharger right there, or you can click on the Pendleton supercharger up on the list. Okay. So as you notice, it says estimated charge time of 25 minutes. Because we're going to be going up into the mountains, and with our last scare of having really low battery coming into our destination, we are definitely going to be overcharging. Probably going to go to a 25% overage on this next leg just to make sure we got everything taken care of. Right now we're charging at 358 miles per hour. We've already gained 25 miles and we're charging at 100 kilowatts. So everything is looking good. We are going to zero out our trip B odometer. No, I don't actually have to just hit reset trip B, reset. So we are set for the next leg of the trip. So we didn't get much sleep last night, got in late, so we're probably gonna take a little nap here at this supercharger and chill out. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, we've been charging for about 34 minutes. Coming into Pendleton, we should have a 36% overage on our battery. It's only 88 miles, and right now on the dash we have a 170 mile range, so we should have more than enough. But again, we're in a colder climate and we are going up a lot into the mountains, so it's going to suck a lot of our energy away quickly. So hopefully we got enough. If not, we'll go slower. And it's about 10:30, we're taking off, so hopefully we should be good. I've taken my medication in case things get crazy as far as looking over cliffs and seeing 5,000 foot drop-offs, which I don't dig. So hopefully everything goes good. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, we are pulling into the Pendleton Supercharger.
Now turn left.
It is right next to this Wild Horse Resort and Casino that you see right there.
In 250 feet, you will reach your destination. Your destination is on the right.
This is a 6-stall supercharger. Really nice, big open area, big open parking lot.
You have reached your destination.
Actually, I was wrong. This is an 8-port supercharger. Yeah, nice area. All right, so here is the 8-stall supercharger. There's the Munchkin and my wife saying hi. And right next to the supercharger is the Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Really nice area out here. There's the hotel. As you can see, the parking lot here, huge parking lot for RVs, trucks, any big rigs that need to come in here with trailers that need to park for the night. Right across the way, some grain silos. And if you're hungry, there's a Subway Superstore over there for sandwiches. There's a Dairy Queen. It's just so green. It's hard to get used to how nice and green everything is. Alright, so we're gonna charge for a little bit and relax. And I believe Kennewick is our next location that we are going to stop at. So, signing off for a little bit. Okay, we got done supercharging, went inside the casino, and got us some lunch. The supercharger over here at Pendleton charged extremely fast, so we are at almost like a 98% charge. So we are at a 225-mile range, and to get to Kennewick, it's only 70 miles. So doing the numbers, we're going to have over a 150-mile buffer here to get to our next destination. But the leg after that was going to be a long one, so that'll make it so we don't have to charge quite as long. So we are getting ready to take off. Going to zero out our trip meter and then head out. So I don't think this is going to take any longer than about an hour. And then we will be pulling into the next supercharger. We are about 2.5–3 miles away from I-84, and And in the back of this Fred Meyer shopping mall are the Tesla Superchargers.
Actually, by the convenience store.
Yeah, right across from the convenience store here. Looks like there's a Model X over here. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stall supercharger. Very cool. So we are now at the supercharger. We have 136 miles, 137 now on the battery. Gonna be charging here for a little while. I believe our next stop would be the waterfalls over at Snoqualmie. Gonna do some checking on the maps and see if we got enough range or how much range we are gonna need to make it over there without any problems. So let's take a look at the Superchargers. Here's a really good looking Model X. Got the sunshades up. Seeing more and more with these Superchargers where there are 7 stalls. And 1 stall is where you pull in straight forward. So as you can see, it's kind of overcasty. So we got the Fred Meyers right behind us. Convenience store right next to the Supercharger. I don't see any places to eat necessarily. If you have to go get a chiropractic adjustment, I think you could probably get it done right there. But as far as places to eat, let's see here. I think there might be a Jack in the Box way over there. I think that's Jack in the Box, or yeah, Jack in the Box. There is a Starbucks right off of Fred Meyers. So you have to go get your caffeine fix on. That's the place to do it. Alright, so we're going to crunch some numbers here and see what our next stop is. It's currently 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're going to see what's next for the trip. Okay, so we are finished supercharging long enough for both of us to go to the bathroom, or all 3 of us to go to the restroom. Started out with about 142 miles on the battery, and we are finished charging. We now have 211 miles on the battery, as you can see. So we are going to zero out the trip meter for trip B, reset it. And if you look at the map, from Kennewick to Ellensburg is 107 miles, and we should have a 37% buffer after we get done getting to Ellensburg. I was wrong about the Snoqualmie Falls. It's between Ellensburg and Bellevue, which is our next Supercharge leg. So it's 2:34. We're taking off. We only were here for a half hour. Ready to go?
Yeah, ready.
All right, let's go. We are on Washington 26, about 29 miles outside of Canyon Road. Vantage, I guess you could say. Not much out here. Speed limit's pretty low, 60 miles an hour. Autopilot back on these rural roads only let you go 5 miles over the speed limit, so we are at 65 miles an hour with autopilot engaged. Things are going rather slow.
However, we're conserving energy.
Yeah. We have 51 miles to the Ellensburg, Washington Supercharger, and we have 137 miles on the battery right now. So, under perfect circumstances, we should arrive with about 86 miles of range left on the battery. You're seeing lots of tree farms out here.
It's like apple trees.
Yeah. So, the trees are pretty. I'm not sure about everything else. It's kind of brown out here. So, something different though. Okay, we are at Vantage, Washington. Getting ready to make a left onto Washington 26, heading west. Or from 26 on to 90.
2 miles, bear left onto I-90 west towards Seattle.
We're on Washington 26. We're going to make a left going west.
Now
on
bear
90.
left onto I-90 west towards Seattle.
So we're going to be going over the bridge, I believe.
Please follow the road for 29 miles.
Gonna whip around.
So it's going to make us do a little loop here, and then we're going to go over it.
I think so.
And we're going to cross the Columbia River. I didn't know if we're going to cross it again, but looks like we are. Kind of getting late in the day. Looking at the time, it's almost 4 o'clock p.m. We're hoping that we can get to the Supercharger, get charged, and get up to Snoqualmie Falls before it gets too late. Seems like we're missing things. Push the button. Take some pictures from the bridge.
Now we're going on the bridge
So here we go.
over the Columbia River. Would you say this is half a mile wide, Dad?
Yeah.
This river? The road that we're on right now is about half a mile wide.
There. Okay, so our next stop is going to be Ellensburg, Washington. It's going to take us about 30 more minutes. It's 29 miles to the Supercharger. See you in a little bit. Alright, so we're pulling into the Supercharger at Ellensburg. Very small. There's only 3. It's a 4-stall charger. 3 stalls facing backwards. 5 stalls. Interesting.
The one's blocking.
Yeah, so interesting. So here is the Tesla Superchargers. Like I said, there's 4 stalls where you can back in and a 5th stall over there. However, there are 2 cones in front of 2 of the slots, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Right in front of the Superchargers is a Taco Del Mar and a Starbucks drive-thru. And if you absolutely had to stay overnight, there is a Red Lion Inn that looks decent. I wouldn't say the best. And there's a convenience store next door. Astro Express Mart. So we're right on the outskirts of Ellensburg. Not a very big area at all. And then Circle K and Exxon is right to the right of the Starbucks drive-thru. So we're going to charge up here a lot because this next leg of the trip is going to be a trip to Bellevue, but we're going into Snoqualmie Falls if possible. We're losing daylight, so we're going to try to get as much time in as we can. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. So doing a little bit of research from the Supercharger to Snoqualmie Falls is exactly 85 miles. It's about 5:11 p.m. and the internet does say that you can get there in the evening hours from dawn till dusk. So it's 85 miles. We charged up to 2:01 because after that we go to Bellevue and check into our hotel for the evening. So wanted to make sure we had plenty of juice, so we are on our way. It's 10 after 5. looks really pretty.
Look at all the water pushing out. Cool. Yeah.
Time lapse.
It's cool.
Looks like a green light.